Uh, you know what time it is. We back. We we back. But it's still fuck Netflix. It's still fuck Netflix. Don't even get it twisted. What up, it's your boy Darth back at it again with another video, and today we're here with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean. Second batch. Second... Netflix, what the fuck are you doing? We're back. More Stone Ocean. This is episode 13. This is the second batch of episodes that we've got from the last part of... Dear God, I don't even know how to explain this anymore. It's episode 13, all right? We stopped off on episode 12 months ago. And we've been waiting for the waiting for the next batch of episodes since last year, pretty much. Yeah, since last year. But now we are back. I am excited as fuck to finally be watching JoJo again. I've been rewatching a bit of JoJo since I finished the first batch of episodes for Stone Ocean. I got up to part 5, something like that, and you know, just to get me back in the mood of watching JoJo. But enough of that. Let's talk about the episode at hand. Last episode we had a crazy amount of stuff happen, or just the stuff that happened was crazy. I believe, and it's been a while, so forgive me if I forget a couple things, but I believe we got the disc. Was it Savage Garden got it, which was like a bird or something. Savage Garden got it, brought it back to headquarters. We were saved by Weather Report, who made it rain frogs. My dog literally started like a calamity with his Atmos Kinesis stand power. As we talked about, I'm pretty sure we talked about in the last discussion, he probably has the most busted stand in all of JoJo, outside of the people who literally just break the rules of time and space, right? Just an incredibly ridiculous stand. But Father Pucci, it doesn't exactly seem like it's hindered him much. He's still very very dead set on continuing whatever plan he has. We got a little bit of backstory with him, and like his inspiration for the plan, which was Dio, and how he wanted to like transcend and find heaven and stuff like that. How he's gonna do that, how they're going to achieve that, I'm not 100% sure. But we have our theories, we have our thoughts on the matter and stuff like that. I believe we ended off on him talking to somebody. I don't remember who it was. Yeah, I don't remember who it was. But he had like Dio's bone and they were gonna do something with it. I don't remember what I thought was what they were gonna do. I think I said it was gonna be something with like necromancy, because that's like the only thing that you would do with like a dead person's parts. But like necromancy for who? Dio? I mean, it's technically Jonathan's body, so. But then yeah, it does have like Dio cells and stuff. So who? What are we doing here? Not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that this intro has gone on for long enough, and I'm just excited to finally get into the episodes. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's gonna be in the description below. We also have Patreon if you want the full length reaction to these, and maybe the early I think yeah, and just these episodes early, I still haven't figured out how exactly I'm gonna do, but yeah, full length and early episodes are on Patreon. So with all that being said, let me get my earphones. Make sure that the pictures is on. I turned them off. We just got back. We just got back. I'm already making mistakes. Them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. All right. Yo, she got jacked up. Oh shit. Female inmate been found dead. Oh my god, what the fuck? Was it solitary confinement? Oh, this nigga Ultra Giorno or something? What the fuck going on with you? Okay. Ah! I would starve. I would starve. I would starve and die. Oh, this is unisex. Oh god. Her smell is seeping out the door. Ah! Oh shit. Right. Oh man, that sucks. Okay. Right, so he's read his little Bible or whatever the fuck it was. The final forms of our souls. I mean, that makes sense because, like, think about what Giorno did. Like, imagine going higher than that to reach that end. What are you trying? Oh shit! Oh shit! We keep talking about it. To reach that end. Oh, I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what that looks like. Like, what does that look like? Also, they kept the OP, which I'm not mad at, cause one, it's only been 12 episodes. Like, it may seem like there's been more because we had to wait. But I'm not mad at that because I don't ever remember the OP changing after 12 episodes in any JoJo. This gum tastes like absolute dick. But I couldn't tell you the exact number that it changes because I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't change at 12. Oh, this is new. That's new. Oh, and it's raining. Fuck. Oh, it is a little different. Oh. Who the fuck is this? Sports Max, that's his name. What the fuck? Ah, that's right, because who she was before was like a pushover, right? It's not good to force them. You have to do the exact opposite of what I usually do. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. What is that? Chicken or beef? Really? Sorry, you seem very. Oh God. Huh. Oh, and it worked. Did I kind of feel like we had to talk about that. Right, because we don't really know a lot about sports maximum, or it sounds like they say max, but sports max, I guess. Oh, you motherfucker. How about I just beat your ass again? Ever thought about that? It's found in the river at dawn. Stop. Okay. Oh. Huh. A taxidermy shop? Oh, he's just doing taxidermy. What the fuck? Okay. Meaning that she did this like willing. Yeah. Yeah, she did it willingly. Ah. Ooh. All right. Oh, Hermes is so cute. Baby Hermes. Oh man, she wasn't really fucking with it. Oh. Okay, they have their own. They have their differences. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, please God. Oh my God. Oh God. Yep. 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 Oh, I saw that coming. Oh, no way. Oh, no way. What a real one. Bruh, that is scary though. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah, we gotta do you. That's crazy. I'm about to do you. You don't even know that. You remember that shit, bitch? Ah. You don't forget a girl like her. Oh my God. Oh my. Damn. Oh my God. Oh damn. Yeah, you definitely got to get dead for that. I'm sorry. Damn, that's a horrible. That's a horrible way to go. Oh, what a trash way to go. Fourth enjoyment. What? Who's joy in darkness? Limp biscuit. Limp biscuit. Wait. Hello? Shit! Nice! Oh my God. But where is... What? Oh, shit! Oh! Nice. Oh my god. Wait, does it take the form of dead things? Or is it just literally a bird? Oh no. Oh no. Fucking run. Shit. Oh shit. Okay, the dust may let you see him though. Gotta kick up some dust. The Paul Neref technique. Oh, the deal shit. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, perfect. Also, get the fuck out the way. I think it's okay if Foo Fighters. Yeah, it's okay if Foo Fighters gets hit. Oh fuck. Bitch ass nigga. Nice. Good job. Oh fuck. Okay.
I get it. Get away.
Bro, like, I don't remember ever saying that I wanted to skip the credits, you dumbass fucks. I would never understand Netflix. I never will understand Netflix. But damn. So it makes invisible creations of of dead things. One thing to like talk about real quick. It has nothing to do with like the show per se in a way, but I'm not sure if I like cuz I want to watch these like week to week cuz I don't want to binge them for real. But then again there is Patreon. So I would like to like actually have those out for people on the Patreon like early, but I need to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh my god. Damn. Okay. That was tough. That was tough. I ain't even about to sit here and lie to you. That was tough. Okay. So first of all, got put into solitary confinement or whatever. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, just horrible. But we do get to see the reinvigoration of not just Jolene's need to complete this mission, but it's also just a good way after all this time to remind us of what the mission is and like how important it is. And it it's just a good, like I said, it's just a good way to remind us like, hey, it's still real out here in the streets, right? But we go back to the conversation with Poochie and Dio, and even Poochie says like just in plain terms and words that also re-solidifying that idea of getting to the end, right? Where he's like, yeah, I gotta see that end, right? And I mean, we've talked at length about the whole thing with like, what does getting to the end mean, and why would you want to? What's the benefit of it? What's the drawbacks of it, and all that. And all that is all that, yeah, we could rehash that, even though I'd rather not. We spent hours talking about that type of stuff, and I'd rather not bore anybody's ears off with that talking point again. But we do need to bring up a couple things that happen in this episode outside of just the fight, because we will talk about the fight, but just outside of this fight, we do see that Hermes is tailing Sports Max. It says Sports Maximum on there, but I think that's like a copyright thing maybe, because I hear them say Sports Max. But we see Hermes tailing Sports Max, and now we know that he like does I want to say he reincarnates. I don't know if that's the correct word to use, but it seems like he reincarnates dead things, like the remains of dead things, into his own into like his own invisible stand. For some reason, it's invisible to people. I'm not. Maybe that's something I'm not really thinking critically enough on to like understand why it's invisible to people, or maybe that's just a part of his stand. But it seems like it reincarnates these dead things, right? And while that in itself is just like it's a cool power. We do have to remember that when Hermes is tailing Sports Max, she sees that he's talking to Father Pucci, and we saw that. I think, was it Sports Max that was talking to Father Pucci at the end of episode 12? I think it is. If I'm wrong, just let me know. But we see that Father Pucci is talking to Sports Max, and we know now, like for sure, what his power does, which is the whole reincarnating things. If he's bringing Dio his bone, or if he's bringing Sports Max Dio's bone, which not 100% sure how he got Dio's bone. Maybe Dio gave him a bone of his and was like, yeah, bro, here it is. Use it whenever you need, But this is a way, because like here's where I'm going with this. It seems that Father Pucci does have a font, like I don't know how exactly to categorize Father Pucci's feelings for Dio, but in the most simple terms, he does have a fondness for him. Like we know that they were in some type of relationship, or however that went, but we know that he had a fondness for him. He had a respect for Dio. And while we don't know what exactly they talked about, it's not out of the realm of possibility that bringing Dio back might be something of, not like bringing Dio back and him being like, yeah, I'm back to beat ass and be Dio again, which that could be, well, no, because you would just bring back him. I don't think you would bring back his stand. It could be something of like him bringing back Dio, like beat ass and be Dio again, right? But it could just be him being like, no, I'm going to actually see this end or find heaven, and I want to bring Dio with me when I do it, right? It could be something like that, or it could be something, as we said before, something as simple as, no, I need Dio on my side to fight as well. It could go the whole route. I'd rather not go the whole route of Dio fighting again, because we put Dio to bed a while ago. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'd rather it be a thing of like, no, Dio's coming with me on this journey, and we're both going to see it together, right? Now, the thing is that I doubt that logistically, right? If we think about this plan logistically, I doubt Sports Max is going to like use his stand and perpetually continue to use his stand so Father Pucci could be with Dio, and like enact the plan and have all this time to be like, just be with Dio, right? I'm not 100% sure if Sports Max would be up for it, unless he can give some type of autonomy to his creations, right? And even if he couldn't, we don't know how alive his creations are, and if they are more remnant than, if they're more remnants of the person, thing, or animal or whatever that he reincarnates, or it is just a copy or reproduction, right? If it's more of a remnant, then the information that we could probably, or that Father Pucci could probably get from Dio, is more important. I think I'm trying to say. No, what I'm trying to say is that it would be more, he would be more useful to Father Pucci if it were just like more of like using the remains or remnant of the bone or whatever he resurrects to become its own thing, right? Because then the nature of Father Pucci's stand could do a lot with that, right? Whereas just a reproduction of it, like, what do you do, right? But there, like I said, there's a lot that you could do with that. You know, whether he takes out, like maybe he could take out some of Dio's memories. But then again, if he could do that, then he wouldn't need Jonathan's. So maybe not that. But there's a lot that, like I said, there's just a lot that he could do with a remnant of Dio, right? Outside of just, yes, me and you are going to see this together, right? So there's that. And that was really that threw a whole wrench into a lot of no, it threw a wrench into a lot of theories I had, but it also helps a lot of theories that I have. So it's a cool thing to have in the story, right? But next thing I feel like we should talk about is Foo Fighters, right? Which this seemed like a very funny, like this was a funny haha moment of like Foo Fighters being like, I don't care if they pass me up in the line. I don't care if they cut the line. Doesn't matter, right? And at first I'm thinking, well, yeah, of course. Well, and it's not even like at first I was thinking this is just what it is. They passed up the line because one, Foo Fighters doesn't really have a lot of like prison respect. Like they don't have like a lot of street cred in the prison, mostly because the person that Foo Fighters originally was a pushover, right? Very, you know, they would bully her and all this other stuff, and they made a point to talk about that in the last part of Stone Ocean, where they're like, yeah, I know her, everybody was like bullying her and making her do a bunch of shit, and she was just taking it, right? So Foo Fighters now is, you know, they doesn't have the respect to not get passed up in line and stuff. So Foo Fighters plan, their idea was, I don't care, right? I'm just going to do the opposite of what I would do, because as she said, as Foo Fighters says, it's not like forcing things is not exactly the correct way to do stuff, right? I should probably go back to the exact thing that she said, because it was like everything that she said was actually really in a way insightful, but basically saying, I'm not going to force it, right? I'm going to do the opposite of what I would usually do. Now, as I said, this plays out like a joke. Like, this plays out like a complete joke. Oh, what's the opposite of coffee? Fucking tea. So I'm going to get tea. And I'm going to get tea with, I'm going to get tea. And then I'm going to, instead of rice, I'm going to get bread. And I'm going to do all this with my left hand instead of my right. Because I usually use my right, but I'm going to use my left hand this time. All this is very funny, right? But then again, as we talked about in the last part of Stone Ocean, when Foo Fighters talks, you listen. Not because Foo Fighters is saying something incredibly, like, intellectual. Like, it's not like Foo Fighters is telling me that she figured out the theory of relativity. But who Foo Fighters is tells me a lot about the natural flow of the world that we live in this show, right? It tells me the natural flow of the universe. Whenever Foo Fighters says something, I have to take it as fucking law. I have to take it as something straight out of the JoJo Bible, because of where Foo Fighters in their like just who they are came from, right? So when Foo Fighters comes up with something like this and says, "No, I'm just gonna do the opposite," it makes me think a lot about what Father Pucci is doing, where it seems that he keeps talking about an end that he feels like he has to expedite. And we, once again, we talked at length about Father Pucci's ideals in like kind of how his mind works and why Father Pucci is like probably the best and probably going to be the most successful JoJo villain. But the idea, it mirrors what Father Pucci is doing. As I said, he wants to expedite an end. However, as Foo Fighters said, it's not good to force things. Instead, she decides to go against the flow and do the opposite. And in doing the opposite, it makes things a lot easier for them, right? The thing that interests me with that is that with Father Pucci's thought process and with Father Pucci's plan, this could be the exact thing. This could be the counter equation, if you will, that could undo anything that, or if not undo, at least invalidate anything that Father Pucci is trying to do, right? Because once again, I feel like Father Pucci would be the most successful JoJo villain. But it doesn't mean that he will be right at the end of it, right? So it is something that we have to keep in mind, or at least something that I'll keep in mind going forward, because this whole like going with the flow thing instead fighting against it is something that in a part like this, in a show like this, could very well mean something, could mean something bigger than what we've seen so far in JoJo, right? So yeah, I'm really interested in seeing if they continue with that kind of talk, and hopefully they do with Foo Fighters, because like I said, I feel like Foo Fighters, when they say shit, I'm like, yeah, bro, that shit hard, right? But I do want to like actually like read what they said. It's no good. It's not good to force something. You have to change yourself before seeking approval from others. Isn't that right? So I decided to do the exact opposite of what I usually do. Right. So, it is also something to talk about that Foo Fighters is effectively an animal. Like, yeah, like we as people are also animals, but like Foo Fighters is like damn near a wild animal, which is why their thought process is the way it is, right? And the thing with like animals in general is that they can't really change their environment. They struggle to change their environment. And where that struggle is, you find evolution in them changing themselves. So for Foo Fighters to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do different shit, it's very smart of her. That she would just, yeah, okay, I can't change what's going on around me, so I will just make myself the optimal being to live in this environment, right? So if whatever Father Pucci is planning, it may not be a thing of us stopping him. It may be a thing of us simply surviving it. And honestly, in all reality, the fact that Jolene didn't exactly understand it, like when didn't exactly understand what Foo Fighters was saying. It While she could understand it later on in the show, it does show me a little bit of how Foo Fighters has a better chance of surviving whatever the fuck is going on in that whatever the fuck is going to happen later on in the show than anybody else. Like I said, Foo Fighters is effectively a wild animal. If Foo Fighters has the idea that I'm not going to change anything, I'm simply going to change myself to make myself a better fit for this harsh environment, yeah, she has the best chance of surviving than anybody else, which is actually scary because Foo Fighters is not the most important, like, I don't want to say Foo Fighters isn't the most important like character in the show, which she's not, but Foo Fighters is she's a Joe bro. You don't really expect you expect a Joe bro to be like, oh yeah, it's a great guy, you know, it's a great guy. I really enjoyed that person, but you don't really expect a Joe bro to be the one to have the best rate of survival. Not because like with Paul Dvrth, it was like, yeah, it was kind of like a meme where like Paul Dvrth was actually the main character, so like he would survive because, you know, he was either too stupid to die or too determined to die, right? And there's been other characters where it's like, nah, he'll survive, like Okayasu, where he was like, he was a meme almost. Like, that was my dog, but he was like a meme in a way. So I did with Okayasu, Otis surviving, I never really thought like, oh, he survived because he was truly ready, like he was truly a transcended being outside of the others. Like, no, that's not what I thought at all. Even like Mista, like him surviving at the end, it wasn't like, oh yes, because he was, no, Mista got shot by his bullets all the time. Like, Mista should have died a lot. But with Foo Fighters, this is the first Joe bro that I have come across where I'm like, no, you just seem the most fit to survive. Simply like in that whole monologue that they had right there almost solidifies is that if people do die, and I believe that people will die by the end of this, I doubt that Foo Fighters would die simply because they seem the most ready. Like, they seem the most prepared. Even if they don't know it, they are the most prepared. Now, after all that ranting that probably made no sense at all, let's actually get into the episode. So Hermes is following around this Sports Max because he killed her sister, or her older sister, which, tragic, yeah, that's tough. It makes a lot of sense that why she would be mad at the justice system, because yeah, you can't, sending that guy away for 5 years was going to do absolutely nothing. Of course, they even probably, like, the judge and jury even knew that he was just gonna come back and get revenge. Like, everybody knows that that is not like a super crazy concept. Yes, if you send like somebody like that away for an amount of time that isn't the rest of their life, they're just gonna come back and do more bad shit, because yeah, that's who they are, right? But obviously Ernemus was way more gung-ho about it, because she knew that would spell the end for her sister, and obviously it did. Now, Hermes does a decent job of actually getting a hold of him, just not or not knowing that he was going to have a stand. That was the only thing that went wrong with her. But the fight itself did have a was it was pretty good, right? What it did do is, like, whenever characters like lose appendages, fingers or whatever, I start to get a little worried. Not because I'm like, oh, that character's gonna die, they're gonna die, right? Not that, but whenever characters lose appendages and stuff like that, it shows me that things are serious. That is really what that means to me, or especially in JoJo in general. When characters start losing appendages, it's a way for the manga to say, no, this shit's about to get serious, or at least to warn the readers or watchers that things are going to get serious. So I do want this fight to be wrapped up pretty quickly. Not because like it's uninteresting, but because I'm pretty aware that he has to, well, maybe he already did it, but I'm pretty aware that he has to do something. Like, obviously Father Pucci has a plan for him, and metagaming it a little bit, obviously he's gonna have to survive to do whatever Father Pucci is playing for him to do, and then we can move on with story. And admittedly, I'm a little bit more interested in what's going to happen with that side of the story than how we're going to beat Sports Max, because while his power is cool, it's not cool enough for me to be like, I hope you never die. It's because you're going to die eventually, and I'm not going to cry for you, especially just because he's a dickhead. But yeah, this I'm glad that we are finally back watching JoJo, because god damn it, I have been craving this shit for a while. I ain't about to lie. I've needed this in my life. Like I said, just obligatory talking points about like the whole batch form and all that. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to like watch this, because I rather not binge all this. I don't want to binge all this. I would rather watch this week to week. But what there's still like the whole thing of like Patreon, not knowing if I want the early up, which I probably will. Now I think about it, here's what I'll do. I'll probably have episode 1 and 2 on Patreon, and then I'll go from there. Because like I said, I would rather watch this week to week. It just kind of makes more sense for me. I think for a lot of other people, I think it would make more sense. Like, it makes more sense for them being like, yeah, I want to watch this weekly, because that's how you would usually watch it. Also, by the end of it, if I say watched all 12 episodes that we have right now, I would have to wait like a year for the next batch, which would really fucking suck. So I would rather stay away from that. I would much rather stay away from doing that. Even though I'm gonna have to wait a while regardless. It just kind of sucks. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the whole batch upload, but obviously I'm just gonna be grateful that we got more JoJo. But yeah, next episode, who the fuck knows what happens. Obviously, I think we're just gonna wrap up the Sports Max fight, and get on with the main mission, which this technically is a part of the main mission, because Sports Max is in conversation with what is his name, Father Pucci. Also, we ain't see shit from weather report. I think he's like hiding. I don't really remember, or something like that. But would be great to have that nigga, because then again, weather report is like, as we talked about, he is one of the most busted stand users that we've ever gotten. So Probably taking him from the story a couple times is a good idea, because he would most likely solve a lot of problems pretty quickly. But yeah, this was great. I am so hyped to get to watch more, though I'm going to have to temper myself a little bit because I'm not trying to I'm not trying to speed through this. I want to enjoy this. I want to savor the flavor, you feel me? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know when I'm going to watch the next episode, but it's going to be soon. And yeah, glad to be back. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Links going to be in the description below. And if you want these episodes early or the full length reaction to these episodes, you can subscribe to my my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description for that. We also have Discord if you want to talk more JoJo's or really whatever we're watching on the channel, because I mean, you know, there's other things. So with all that being said, get my off button ready. There we go. You all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.